how the niggas be snitching.
This is how the niggas do be snitching. Welcome to the Naked Cat Podcast. With Jonathan Lyte, a Bay Area comedian. He's done a lot of the main stages out here. You've done Cops a couple times, huh?
No, I was supposed to do Cops for my Who's That, and then it got switched like last second, so I ended up at the Lost Church. Shout out to Lost Church.
Yeah.
And
I did see that. You had a lot of people there.
Yeah, it was dope. It was dope. Shout out to everybody that came out. I really, really appreciate that. I was very nervous.
Yeah. You've been doing comedy, you said, for 5 years previously when we were recording, but you still get nervous? You still get the nerves?
Oh, all the time I get nervous at mics.
Yeah.
Mainly because I think I'm better than everybody else. So I put this amount of pressure on me that's like, if I don't do good, I go home and be sad about it.
Yeah.
Even if it's like I could go somewhere to a mic and somebody who's 6 months in that obviously fucking sucks. They just did better that night, right? Mm-hmm. Whatever. Like, I could go and not do as well as them, and I'll really like be sad about that shit. Like, but not like personally against them, but just like I just always put too much weight on this shit.
I think it sounds like you feel like it's a competition, and I think some people can definitely perceive it as a competition. I think when we think about all the people who were great in their and what they did, they all were like competitive by nature. Would you say you're pretty competitive?
That's the thing. No, I'm not. That's how I know this comedy shit is meant to be.
Yeah.
I hate to say it like that, not meant to be, but it's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Because in almost everything else, I'm totally not fine being a loser, but it's just like, whatever, I try my best. It doesn't matter. Yeah. But like, it hurts if I don't do well in comedy.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh my God, what am I going to be in life? Like, where my parents raised? Why did they even raise me? Like,
yeah.
Or it's like, if I lose a basketball game, it's like, I could have played better.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You can move on, but you can't move on from like bad moments in comedy.
Nah.
And you said even at an open mic, and dude, open mic is like bomb central.
That don't matter.
What
I try to do is I try to just pack in my partners. I won't name them, but or I won't name the places, but there's certain mics where I go to where I'm like, oh, this is like definitely a bomb mic. Like, let me go here and just get the feeling out the way this week. Like, especially if I'm riding high, if I'm doing like, let's say I do like 4 shows, or like I do like 4 good things in a row, shows or mics, right? Whatever. I try to go to a bomb. Like, let me get a bomb in between, just to
That's
keep
crazy.
Me balanced. Yeah, I got like it. I try to tell people, I don't know if it's like a natural thing, but I try to keep like a cycle of like an inferiority, superiority thing going. So it's like self-perpetuating,
Yeah. You got to torture yourself a little bit.
Yeah. Do good and then be like, you ain't really shit. And then be like, what? I'll show you. And then you do good and you're like, you ain't really shit.
Yeah. So you're kind of like, you need to humble yourself.
Yeah, you got to
constantly.
You got to sell hype. You can't buy your own hype. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can sell your hype. I'll sell the whole number one, all the stuff, and put it out there. And it's like, but I can't buy into this idea that like I'm just the natural god of comedy. Like,
yeah.
You can't. You can sell that. You can feel good about it to a degree. You have to believe it to a degree.
Yeah.
You can't really sit. You start getting high on your own supply. You're gonna end up a junkie.
Right.
Now you're doing dick jokes on a Thursday for $25 and a drink token. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you've been doing this shit but you was at a higher place at one point, but now you've been doing this shit for 25 years, and it's like, bro, you bought the hype, brother. You bought your own shit. Like, it's tricky though, because it feels real good too.
To believe in yourself to that point.
To have delusions of grandeur and like have them sort of like, I don't want to say justify, but like you have delusions of like I have a delusion of like, I'm up to fucking go. I'm number one. Why the fuck do I watch? I'm gonna show everybody here, and then I end up being the best at the mic. It's like, it's like, imagine a schizophrenic is a schizophrenic, and then they have like a quick 5 minutes where everything goes right, and they're like, nigga, hold on. Normally I can't touch the illusions, but these are real, and then you can never tell that schizo nothing again. So you can't believe all the way into it, or else you'll become like, not a schizo, but like, you'll just start sucking. Like, you'll start, man, I don't need to. I've done it before.
Yeah, where you don't feel like you need to be better anymore.
Yeah, I've done it before. Did like maybe 7 shows in a row good, and was like, oh yeah, I'm cool off mics. I'll just work in my new stuff at the end of shows. And then like, I didn't do a mic in between the show for like a week. Yeah. And all my jokes were said in like 2 minutes.
Whoa.
And I had like 10 or 15 to do.
Whoa.
Yeah, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Bought the hype though, you know what I'm saying?
I kind of ass blast a set recently at Third Wheel. It's in LA. Fucking.
I went there. It's in a studio. I've been there.
Is that a studio?
Yeah.
Sick.
They got the little fake bar in the back.
Yeah.
I've been there. I mean, that same one. It's dope. That's tight.
It's a solid spot.
Yeah, it is. I like it.
At 1 a.m., bro, I was dead. It was the first time I did comedy. Dead ass tired, and I was like, dude, I don't know if I could ever do the comedy at 1 a.m. It's crazy. And I have a set where my typical set's like 10 minutes. I blasted through that shit in 5 minutes, and I was like, what the fuck was even that? You know, it didn't feel right. It didn't feel like myself when I did that kind of comedy, you know. And I think having that moment where you can humble yourself, where you can I'm gonna just take it back, reevaluate who I am as a person, and kind of, I don't know, find peace to get back on the horse, to get better. Do you ever find yourself needing to kind of get back on the horse and find that place where you can grow? You know what I mean? Because you humble yourself, but do you give yourself the opportunity to grow?
Oh yeah,
past,
yeah.
That's
you know
where
what
the
superiority comes in at. That's where it's like the #1 headband, like all the like memes I be posting with the guy with the horns. And
tell me about that. That's a common image that you post.
Yeah, it's just I remember one time I was off this pill. Mm-hmm. I ain't gonna even lie, I was off a White Glock at my brother Jeff B house. Shout out to the set. I was at his house, and I was just like really tripping off this pill, which I normally don't do. Yeah. And I don't know, I was just sitting there, and like this image came to me. I wasn't even doing comedy at that point. And it just, this image that came to me, and I don't know, it just stuck with me ever since then. But mostly I just do it to put out like kind of like a brand, you know. I want to be like the #1 comic. A lot of people say you can't do that. You can't be objectively funny, and I think you can. I think there's.
I do believe in objective comedy.
Yeah, like Eddie Murphy's objectively funny. You put him in front of anybody, they're gonna laugh. Like Richard Pryor, George Carlin, you know, Bill Burr. There's certain people, maybe only, let's say, maybe 20 people throughout history, right? That was like, oh yeah, for like 2 years. Because usually that's as long as you can hold it. It's not that you suck after that. Yeah. It's just that for those 2 years, it was like you were untouchable, you know?
Right. You had that was your wave.
Yeah, and it's like, I really want to have that. I really want to have that, and I know what it takes to get that shit. It's a lot of sacrifices on the way, you know, time, shit like that. Like for instance, I'm looking for a new job now. Like I do work at the post office, which is cool. Yeah. But it's like the amount of time and energy it takes to work there is so fucking.
It takes
insane.
You from comedy, no?
Yeah. And then by the time you do get to comedy, you're hella tired, or you're like in your postal uniform, you know?
Right.
And then you can't do the shit that you have to do, unfortunately. You know, you do got to kind of hang out, you know, after shows and shit and around shows. And
the hang is incredibly important with comedy. That's what
listen, new comics. Everybody going to tell you about this and that. Listen, it's 2 things you need. First off, start writing some jokes. No rants. Write some jokes. And then also... what else do they need to do? They need to write some jokes, and they need to. The hang is important. I thought it wasn't for hella years.
Describe the hang. What is the hang?
The hang is just. It's a light glaze.
Okay.
It's a light glaze.
A little bit more detailed.
Yeah. So the hang.
By the way, it's a light glaze.
So the hang isn't like, oh, these people I fuck with. Like you gonna meet people that you fuck with in comedy, right? Yeah. It's like, oh, I fuck with this people. You gonna have your little crew. That's not the hang. Them is your peoples. That's them your peoples. The hang is, you know, that these 4 people or this specific group have you trying to get to another level, and they kind of the gatekeepers of where you trying to be at, or you know that next level. Because it might not be yet. I'm not saying they got the only shows, but it might be something to where. Once you get on a show of that level, other shows of that level start to look at you. Yeah. But a lot of that shit is about the hang. Like, you really have to be outside. It's like you could be funny as fuck, but you really got to be outside all the time. Like
it's about networking.
All the time. Yeah.
You gotta meet people. You have to show face. Showing face is important.
And just a light glaze every now and then.
And a little bit of glazing.
They gonna tell you could be yourself. Don't lie. Don't listen to them.
Don't be yourself.
You gotta glaze a little bit. Even if you gotta swallow it, listen and be like, "Hey man, I think
don't swallow the glaze.
I think that was a good set. Just swallow that glaze a little bit, because if you tell them like, "Hey man, what the fuck was that?"
Yeah.
They're not gonna take it as you joking and being like jovial and shit. They're gonna
Yeah.
take it as like, oh, you hate me. You want to see me die.
Right.
So I'll never book you and whatever.
And I think subconsciously, yeah, when we get negative feedback from anybody, we assume that, oh, that person just is hating on me. That person hates me. That person just might be a blunt person. But in the comedy sphere, I feel like, I mean, comedians in themselves are very egotistical.
Oh yeah, we hella sensitive.
You know?
Yeah.
There's this perception that my ideology is this is how I perceive things. You either deal with it or you don't. And that's not a very sensitive fucking way to approach life, but that's what we do. Sometimes that gives people perspective. Real quick, I brought up your photo, one of your photos, because I want to examine that logo that you have. It's a very common logo. The red eyes.
Put it anywhere.
I know. I think it's cool as fuck. You put it on a lot of things. What does it mean? I see there's a crown. There's a crown attached to it. That's that king persona that you have. That you're like, I'm the shit. No one can stop me.
Just like, I'm really into anime and manga and shit.
Yeah.
Hella. So it's just my, an influence of that, like the horns, like, in manga, like demons aren't always the bad guys type shit. So it's like, boom. Then you got the number 1 from Afro Samurai.
Oh, shit. It gets more detailed. So the actual...
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick. So that's like and that's Japan.
Yeah. I think some of this that might not mean anything on that specific one because that's AI generated. But I actually have the black and the white headband. I actually bought them both.
That's sick.
But I don't wear them yet because I haven't earned them yet. But one day I'm gonna have it on and I'm gonna start talking crazy to people. That's the plan.
Once you wear that shit, there's no stopping Jonathan.
Yeah, no. I'm trying to rock. I'm trying to hold it for like I want to be number 1 for like 2 to like 3 years.
Yeah.
And then after that, I'm a simple dude. Like, I like cars from the 90s, you know? I don't want a mansion.
Yeah.
Like,
what? No.
I'm a simple dude.
What do you think is going to take you to the next level as far as, because I feel like, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, there's levels to this shit, right? What do you feel like is going to take you to that next level to get you to that number 1 spot? Because it's a competition. I love that you see it as a competition in that way.
Oh, everybody do. Niggas will lie to you.
Yeah.
Like, no, I hope you do as good as me. Bro, I be telling my partners before they go up, hey, you better not crash out, but
yeah.
You know I'm gonna laugh. Don't do it. Hey, I can't help it if you crash out.
Yeah.
But then if I crash out, they gonna laugh. But it's not us like hating on each other or nothing. But it's like, it's just fun. But like, yeah, everybody say that. Like, oh, there's just kumbaya.
Yeah.
Kumbaya comedy, you know what I mean? No, I want to be better than you and you want to be better than me. And that's okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes you will be. Sometimes you won't be.
Have you seen that be beneficial, or is this the character persona that you just like, whether it's beneficial or not, this is the character I'm taking on?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Like sometimes initially I don't think I knew how to channel it the right way.
Yeah.
So I'd just be talking crazy about whoever. I wouldn't be lying though. Like I won't lie. Like I'll stand on some shit, but like I'll be like, yeah, mother suck. What about it? And then be like, don't understand. Like, oh, that person don't fuck with me. Like, what I do? But it's like all I did was say that wasn't popping like that. Like,
Yeah.
So just in order to channel it in more or less like recently somebody challenged me, or I felt it was a challenge by just asking me a stupid ass question.
What'd they say?
I don't want to say, because I done said it enough times that people are going to be like, this nigga really hate that. And I don't. It's the homie. It's like, kind of the homie, actually. But it's just, people be just saying shit on the low. And then, what was he talking about again?
Someone challenged you.
Oh, yeah. Somebody basically challenged me. And it was like, all right, bet. Like, I'm going to show this motherfucker, like, what it is. I'm going to show people, like, I like to, what I call showing distance. Like, some people, like, I'm very respectful of hierarchies, right? Like, there's certain people in the scenes. And, that are better than me in terms of like we're near the same level in terms of like, oh, I'll be at the same show as this nigga.
Yeah.
But usually they the headliner or they got a higher spot than me or more time. But they're deserving of it, so I respect it.
Yeah.
But I got my eye on them. Now I'm not gonna sandbag them no shit, but it's like, okay, I know. Okay, like what am I missing from? Okay, they transitions is a little smoother than mine. I see that. Okay. Okay, I can see where near the end of they said it get a little wispy because they really is running out of material, but. Yeah. They just start taking more time with their breaks and their pauses to stretch it out, but in a good artistic, funny way.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm learning as I'm like trying to take them down. You know what I mean? Pause. But like, what I'm just saying, like, You know, like, so
you're learning.
I'm learning from them. So I respect that hierarchy. So I just try to stay near people who are good in comedy. You know, as long as you get in comedy, like you all right with me. Like I tell people all the time, there's people that I don't fuck with, and like I'll share their shit or I'll like support their comedy because like, bro, if you funny, you funny.
You funny.
But if you not funny, like, bro, don't expect me to come talking to you nice. Like, hey man, just keep writing. No, nigga, to throw the whole book away. You know what I'm saying? What was you thinking? I remember. No lie. This one dude, he was did a show with him, and he had like some weird like underage jokes. And to be fair, I've never heard anything bad about this person in that sense, so I don't think it's nothing like that. I think it was just he's not funny, and it was just terrible. And I remember seeing him as I was driving out the McDonald's drive-thru.
You suck.
No. You ever see Menace to Society?
Yeah.
Remember when Kane like stopped the girl from going out? I kind of like did that so I could like, and I was like, oh hey, real quick, can I holla at you? And like I was like, yeah, we was on the show together last night. Remember? He's like, yeah. And I was like, hey, what was them jokes you was trying to tell, bro? Them shits was not funny. Like, what was you going for?
You said that.
Yeah, and it wasn't even that I cared that it was on some weird underage shit, because I imagined it was just bad jokes. But I just comedically I wanted to know, like, what was it something I was missing? Did we not give you a chance or was that just ass?
Right.
And he was just like, he really didn't have a good answer.
And I think because he didn't have a good answer, that's probably the crux of his problem, right? Because I feel like, at least for me, when I do comedy, it's like I have to know exactly what I'm saying, what are the intentions of my joke, and how they will affect people. You know?
Bruh, intention matters. Yeah. Let me know if I be talking too much too, because I will do that.
Hey, this is your pod.
I'm just, because niggas know, I'll let everybody I hang with know. I'll be like, oh yeah, hey, I might get a little long-winded, and I like to hear myself talk, so you gotta... No,
there was a whole moment where I was talking way too long, and I was like, "My God, just fucking talk!" Fuck.
What was I about to say?
The intention.
Oh yeah, intention is important. Like, right? Here's another thing that pissed me off. Right, and it's mostly straight white comics who do this. Right. You can't say anything anymore, brother.
Yeah,
brother. I say faggot, bitch, whore. I support the women's pay gap. I say a bunch of just controversial, right, words and things on stage, but it's my intention when I say these words, right? If you hear my joke, you hear the intention of the joke, like, oh yeah, he don't really hate trans people, or he don't really do this. But I'm being realistic. It is annoying. Like, imagine being a parent, right, and you got a trans kid. That's like 50 different meetings you have to go to. Right. Like, that's a funny thing, right? Because, you know, you got your trans kid. You probably got the only trans kid in the class. You got to go to all the meetings. You know what I mean? Oh, there's a bunch of different shit. You're probably annoyed by it. Not the kid itself, but it's like, that's hella new shit I gotta do. Like,
yeah. Is that one of your jokes?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, but it worked because it's like, I'm just examining, like, damn, I wonder what it would be like to be the parent of a trans kid. Yeah. Like, one of my jokes is like, you know, having a trans kid, I'd be pissed off too if, like, I've been raising Junior up for 13 years and then I come home and there's June. Like, I respect trans women as women, but like, I spent a lot of money on Junior.
Yeah.
Like, what am I supposed to do with all this shit? Like, are you a tomboy? Because that'll work. Like, if you're a girl but a tomboy, it'll work. But
like, what are you supposed to do with the clothes, huh?
Yeah. Like, just observations, but it's not like me going up there like, they're trying to play sports. You know what I mean? Like,
it's a unique
trans
reality.
women have dicks. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, that's a funny, like, when you think about, I think people, because they're scared to accept trans people as they exist, or gay people as they exist, they can't see the actual humor in their lives beyond the fact that, oh, that's a guy that sucked dick, or that's a woman with a penis. Yeah. You know what I mean?
But you're basically saying that these are people.
These are people that go through normal thoughts and shit. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
100%.
For sure. I would literally be pissed if I came home one day and I'd be like, all right, like, you my kid, I'm gonna love you, you know, like, cool. I'll say from Junior to June, but it's like, bro, I really bought a lot of shit, like, boy shit. Yeah. Like...
And it's an interesting reality. Yeah. And yeah, that's an interesting reality. It sounds like you come from a place of understanding.
Oh, I grew up with hella gay people in my family, so I hate to be that person. I creep around.
No, I've done that. I've said a wild Asian joke, and then I pissed someone off. I was like, I got Asian friends, and they were like, that doesn't make it better. Yeah. You know, I was like, oh yeah, fine.
But like one of my sisters hella gay. Two of my sisters like damn near bisexual.
Yeah, damn near bisexual is a wild statement, by the way.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, you know, women could be damn near bisexual. Like, if you're a man, you got to be damn near gay. Like, if you a man, like if a nigga told you like, hey, bro, I'm bisexual, even as progressive as you is, you gonna be like, oh, so you like niggas? Like you, that's all you about to hear is like, oh, so you like niggas? Like no, like you still gonna be cool, but like, so you like niggas? Like you know. Whereas like women,
let's just bring it back to you just sounding gay.
Women can go to college, kiss on each other, and shit. It's like I just
that is damn near bisexual.
Damn near bisexual because they might grow up in full life and never fuck with a woman again.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, they went there with a woman in college fully. If a dude was like, oh, I sucked some dick in college. Oh, so you like niggas? You know what I'm saying? I
love how it just becomes so linear.
And it's fucked up. And that's the reality of it is. And I tell people this, it's unfair, but it's what it is.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? It's unfair and it's not right. But it's
the reality.
The reality is this.
Yeah.
Like a lot of women are like, I wouldn't care if my man was bisexual. Ask her how many bisexual men she's dated.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And there's not that to slight these men because there's nothing wrong with them. It's just the nature of the beast.
It's yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like you're not trying to be.
So you kind of find yourself diving into it. Sound not necessarily hidden realities, but you want to touch on things that people really, really don't think about.
The nuance of things. Mm-hmm. I think nuance could really save the world.
Yeah.
Like I'll be thinking about climate change, and it's like everybody's either got two extremes. There's one extreme where it's like not real at all, and the other extreme where it's like, dude, we just got to go back to the 1700s. And it's like, brother, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing either one of those. You know?
Yeah.
But I'm down for something where, okay, well, maybe we are eating lab-grown meat now. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But we can still fly planes. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I meant? Like where is that in between?
No, what the fuck is the correlation?
So I'm just saying, like, where is the in between of all the things we do as people?
Yeah.
To where we can say like, okay, I'm willing to, as Jonathan, I'm willing to sacrifice 5 things.
Yeah.
Right. And there's a million other people in the world, or billions others, right, that are going to sacrifice maybe those same 5 things in some variation or form, right?
Yeah.
That once we say, okay, I'm willing to like, I don't even eat meat. Mm-hmm. But twice a week. Yeah. You know? Just little sacrifices that when you really think about it, like how many times do I eat a day? I eat like 3 or 4 times a day. Mm-hmm. I don't need to eat 3 or 4 times a day.
Yeah.
I really only need, especially with what I'm eating. Like if I eat the McDonald's fucking 2 sausage McMuffins, right? Mm-hmm. I probably only need to eat that for the day.
Yeah.
But what am I gonna do? I gotta smoke, and then I gotta go eat some Taco Bell. Yeah. Then I gotta go get a steak. You know what I meant? Like,
like maybe you have this your daily routine. You have your habits.
Yeah.
So are you when you talk about giving up these things, are you talking about like the world changing as we go and then adapting to change, or what do you mean?
Yeah, like adapting to it. I'm kind of like all over the place with it right now. How I'm about to say this, but like. So if more people could admit that there are things that they don't want, we could live to a lesser degree and do lesser harm on the environment. Like a lot of people.
Oh yeah, you were talking about climate change.
A lot of people say they want to be famous and shit, right? Mm-hmm. And some of this is I started with climate change. Now it's just what the fuck, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of people want to be famous, want to be this, want to be rich, want to be that. But it's like, do you actually want to be that?
Yeah.
Now, I don't believe that rich people should have the power to do the things they're doing now at all. But I do believe that if you want to be different, if you want to be grandiose in your life, that you should be compensated for that, and that's okay because you're giving the grocery worker who's supporting your lifestyle a daydream. You know, even though he doesn't actually want to do that, he wants to be able to daydream about like, that'd be nice. Yeah,
kind of getting lost in. Are you talking about just art specific or just being like wealthy?
Just being a different type of person. Just some people want to be normal, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And I think they should be celebrated more than anything.
Rich people.
No, normal people.
Yeah.
Should be celebrated for wanting to be normal, you know? Like, I saw this guy on TikTok, he had like 9 to 5 highlights, right? And people were like, I think it was a joke about him having hella parlays or some shit, but some people were like roasting him about like, oh, like, why the fuck would he like post 9 to 5 highlights? And I'm like, bro, this shit's kind of tight. Like, you know, like, I mean, granted, am I going to run this shit up to 1 million views? Like, no, but it's like, this is kind of dope though. Like, he really, you know, just to see somebody doing their job, like, damn, like, this is really how the world works, kind of like behind the scenes, you know, everybody performing to some degree, especially at work.
I think when we come down to the core of life is we are all individuals and we all have our own story, and it's acknowledging that, Jonathan, you have your story, I have my story, everybody has their own fucking story. And I think when a lot of people, a lot of rich and wealthy people what happens is that they disconnect that reality. They stop seeing people as people. They stop seeing individuals, other people as individuals. They start looking at them as something less than. I think in a way we all aspire to be rich and wealthy, in the dream of being rich and wealthy. But I totally get what you're saying when you're like, you have to look at the beauty of normalcy, the beauty of the day to day, the beauty of just being.
Especially when that's what you actually want.
Yeah.
Like I can't do that shit forever.
Yeah.
I can't.
I think we're all normal at heart. I think we all have a sense of normal, you know?
Yeah, a little bit. But some people, I don't think we could ever be satisfied with just, like, it's not that I look down on it at all, but it's just like, if I knew every day I would do the same thing and get the same result, I'd be like, bro, what am I doing here?
In mundane. Yeah, doing the mundane every single day.
I think some people are equipped for that. Not that it's a bad thing, but I think some people are equipped to be like, and then some people it's like, bro, what am I supposed to do next? What am I supposed to do next? What am I supposed to do next?
Yeah.
And then I got a real fear of eternity for some reason.
Tell me about that.
I don't know. I just be thinking about that shit, you know?
Yeah.
Just forever?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Do you think we live forever? Or is it the fear that life is so short and the idea and the universe is so long? Does that make sense?
Yeah, something like that, but just mainly just like imagine ending up in the wrong eternity. Not even like heaven or hell.
What the fuck? Did you take mushrooms before you came? That's a wild statement.
It just be racking my brain. Like, say it's something you like pizza, right?
Yeah.
Imagine you end up in the eternity of pizza.
Yeah.
See how scary that thought is now?
The eternity of pizza.
That you just eat pizza for eternity. Your favorite pizza.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Forever.
It's like getting locked into a
bruh,
habit.
You know?
Yeah.
But maybe it's like a fear of commitment, and I'm just masking it as something vague like eternity. It probably is that. I'm a simple dude.
All right, do you have commitment issues? Do you feel like as though you have?
No. I'm uncommitted in terms of things I know I can't commit to. Like, I don't have a girlfriend. Like, I date, but I don't have a girlfriend because it's like I do this comedy shit seriously.
Sure.
And then with the job I have, it's like, okay. Like, I was just telling you I'm having rent problems. Like, bruh. I can't be having rent problems and then have a girlfriend. That's like an extra like $400 a month bill, you know.
Sure.
Like if you gonna be a decent boyfriend, at least you gonna spend
some money.
You gonna spend some money.
Yeah,
you gonna spend a little dollar.
Yeah.
So that's at least $400 a month bill right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then you got at least
ladies, if you're happy with $400, Jonathan Lyte, that's his budget.
But I'm not really looking for a girlfriend right now.
But he's not looking, but he does have a budget.
Yeah, I feel like that's reasonable, you know. Like, if you trying to have a girlfriend in this day and age and you're not trying to spend no money in this economy, bro, it's just
she's gonna feel like you don't give a fuck.
Yeah, and it's just like whether it's justified or not, that's up to you and the dynamic of y'all relationship to figure out. But I just feel like anyway. So now you got that $400, but then you got 2 to 3 nights a week where like you're not doing comedy now because you gotta go to date night. You gotta hang out.
That's the thing. I've lost not necessarily lost friends, but like when they're in relationships, they're locked in. Right. And good for them. It's just buddy. You know
what I mean? Yeah, right.
Buddy.
Man. And then they'll come and tell you some shit like, man, what happened to this and that? I had all these things going, and you're like, I ain't about to tell you. Listen, I don't know what did happen. That's crazy. I don't know.
You know, you start to get lost in the sauce. Yeah. It's hard to date as a comedian.
You gonna either end up dating other comics, which usually ain't never good.
I stay away from personally.
It's either messy or it's just like hella weird. So I just try not to do it.
Yeah. Nothing good can come from it.
Usually not.
Unless it's like
I think hooking up is all right, but actually dating them is weird.
Yeah.
Like hooking up, I think it's a human thing, you know. But actually dating them is weird because then it's like, all right, you could be a woman or a man, but I'm a man, so I'm gonna speak from a man's perspective, right? You could be like dating a chick, and then it's like, oh, they're going 2 states over with this guy. Like what?
Well, yeah.
You know, and you really trust her and shit, but at the same time, you're like, what?
Yeah.
And y'all about to sleep in the same Motel 6, and y'all both drink.
Yeah.
And you not really trying to feel like that because that's not right. But you kind of sort of And then 2 weeks down the line, you start an argument. You don't even know that you started that argument because you really feeling insecure about that thing that happened. Right. And you like, hey, you came back from that mic a little late. What's going on?
Right.
And if you got a normal girlfriend,
let me smell your pussy.
Right.
Put the pussy on the counter.
Yeah, put the pussy on the scale. Let me see how much that pussy weigh. If it weigh any more than when I left the house, that meant, bitch, what you was doing. Let me see the before and after pics.
No, that's wild.
That's wild.
Yeah. That I mean, that's a hard one. What do you think? What do you think about? I mean, do you believe in platonic relationships? Do you think
like
that
platonic fucking?
No, didn't say that.
Oh, I thought you meant like fucking as friends. Oh yeah, but just like platonic, like male and female relationships, yeah, that's normal. You can do that easy.
Platonic. By the way, you can't say platonic fucking. That don't exist.
Platonic fucking is a real
platonic
thing.
Fucking is not
definitely a real thing.
That literally defies.
You ain't never borrowed no pussy?
Never borrowed pussy.
You ain't never loaded no dick?
Never loaded no dick.
Your homegirl going through it and you like, you know what? And like you don't, like she really come to you like, bro, you got
dick to borrow? You loan out.
Let me not it's like not a normal thing that you just doing. It's not like dating.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know, right. Maybe you dress it up in a couple more words, right, but it's basically you let me borrow some pussy.
Borrow some pussy.
Yeah.
No.
Platonic fucking wild. Is a real thing.
Platonic fucking doesn't exist.
It has to exist.
No, I think it defies the definition. I'm gonna make sure.
Can I get some more water, please?
Yes, I got you.
Platonic fucking.
Talk about platonic fucking.
Okay, platonic fucking is like, let's say you have sex with a woman and this was, let's say you was 20, 25 first time y'all had sex and you like 40 now, right? I'm 33, but let's say you 25 when you first hit those first touchdown and you 40 now, but in between that time y'all never dated, y'all was just close friends. And every now and then, late night, you one another hit each other up. Hey man, you trying to? But y'all don't go on dates. Y'all don't be, hey, who you with? Hey, what if we eloped? None of that. Okay. It's really just let me borrow some pussy real quick because nigga down bad.
You can't say platonic fucking.
You can.
You can't say it.
You can add things to the
literal definition of platonic means intimate and affectionate, but not sexual. You can't say platonic fucking. I mean, it sounds great.
Say it again. Read the definition again. I'm about to try to lawyer this up. Hold on.
Intimate and affectionate, but not sexual. You can't say it.
Their relationship is purely platonic.
It directly contradicts itself. Now let me ask you.
What if you're not friends and y'all fucking? I don't care if platonic fucking is a thing. They're gonna have to update the. Sometimes people are right. Remember Einstein?
Yeah.
They thought he was wrong. They thought Einstein was crazy.
Yeah.
What you think ethical non-monogamy is? That's platonic fucking. On the under. How many partners before you can't keep up? But you just like, bro, that's just my man. They come through every now and then. Let me drop off some.
Yeah. Can you get down with some ethical non-monogamy?
No. I'm an adult. I cheat like an adult. That's another one of my jokes. I cheat like an adult.
And I respect that.
Yeah. I don't like cheating. I try not to. I haven't in like years because I've been single for a while. But it's another reason why I'm not in a relationship. Right? There's a commitment to that of like, damn, like. The bad bitch finally giving me time of day, and it's like I'm sitting here with my girlfriend that I love, but like the bad bitch finally, I don't love her, but if I could just touch down once, like you don't even understand what this is about. You think it's about you, and it has nothing to do with you.
Wow.
She was in my mind before I even knew you.
Damn.
God damn it. And then it's like you got to commit to your girlfriend though, because you got to be a stand-up guy, you know? Like seriously, I'm not even joking.
This is crazy.
You got to be a real nigga. This
is 1960s shit right here.
But but you know what though? Hey, as much as we can't make fun of them, they was onto something though, right? Because like the wife is going to get hit on by more attractive men. Like I'm 5'9". Mm-hmm. I'm kind of funny, yeah, but like there's some nigga out there that's going to want my bitch that's like 6'1", beamered up, like, hey baby, I'm the cool guy. And it's like, I mean, I'm not saying she's going to be like, oh my God, my panties are wet. But it's like, you know, it's going to take like discipline on everybody's side. Like everybody acts like there's no temptation.
No,
I'm not holier than now, but I'm realistic with myself, right? I try to always be. I know I like to fuck a lot. I know I like to fuck a lot of different type of women.
Yeah.
All right.
But you don't subscribe to ethical non-monogamy.
No,
you subscribe to commitment.
Hella other niggas.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
so you subscribe to the commitment route, but
if I'm really gonna commit to it, it won't be an accident.
But okay, cheating happens. What occurs, Jonathan?
You just gotta own up to it.
Yeah.
You don't want to be brutal about the reasons why you did it, but you have to own up to it and deal with the consequences. You might cheat and she might never forgive you and never take you back, and that's her right to do so.
Sure,
You shouldn't have cheated. You should have had better discipline. You should have jacked off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She could have got mad at you for jacking off. It's in your mind, brother. It's like Orwell. They can't get in your mind, brother. I still got this thought up here. I was jacking off to the fucking neighbor that you know I want to fuck, but guess what? I'm gonna tell you it was midget porn. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Be mad about. Look, you can be mad about that, but you can't be mad about the shit you want to be mad about.
Yeah, you're gonna discriminate against midgets.
Yeah. So we got
can't jerk off to them now.
Come on. So we got another 15 years together, baby. You know what I'm saying? But if you cheat, you're gonna have to, and you get caught, you're gonna have to tell like I did it because I was weak in that moment, and we hit it off. It's gonna be hurtful. She might be like, bro, I can't forgive you, and it's like, damn, all right, I'm sorry. Like, you just gonna have to move on.
Yeah,
you know.
So you're saying honesty is the key, but when you do go in a committed relationship, in your mind, you're like, I'm gonna be with this person.
Oh yeah, I don't go in it with the idea of like I'm still cheating and shit. No.
Yeah.
What's the point in being in one then?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. No. But so back to why I'm not poly or ethnical non-monogamous.
Yeah. I don't see why you don't just subscribe.
Because I can't have my bitch trusting other niggas. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure you could set up a thing,
no, bro.
like a plan.
What? So when she mad at you, she be in this nigga ear? Like, this nigga like fingers in his booty. That's what you didn't know.
Come on.
Like, this nigga like this
like
nigga.
They did Kanye?
Bruh, come on. You see, they did Kanye. They can do Kanye West. If they could get Kanye West.
Yeah.
Not even something sexual like that, but you might have opened up to her about something that's super sensitive. And she's not even trying to be malicious necessarily.
Right.
He just done dicked her down and she talking.
Yeah.
She might be actually talking in a loving way about you, but she just giving up game. And it's not about him doing nothing to you. It's just like, bro, I don't want another person. I told you that and confident. I just too much. It's weird.
But there are. This is what I'm understanding of the world and relationships I've seen. There are some people who are like, and maybe this is something to subscribe to, because I think instead of having to go the route of cheating, if you open up to your partner, hey, I don't.
Open relationships different.
But no. One-sided open relationship sounds like that might be your avenue.
No. So hear me out. Open relationship will be something where it's like, oh, you wanna fuck different people. That's cool. But like, you're not finna be dating this nigga, talking to this nigga on the phone. Like, if you want to get on some weird kinky shit, we fly to, what is it called, Atlanta, New York, LA. Oh, let's go to a sex club, do some crazy stuff.
Right.
Whatever. Cool. I mean, I'm not sucking no dick, but cool, right? We get it.
Sure.
But like the idea that like you're like actively going on dates with these niggas and like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
no, but what I'm saying is, if you had it one-sided, and let me know your thoughts. If you had it one-sided, where it's like, I can date others, but you can't. And
that's just weird.
And what if she agreed to it?
I mean,
what if she agreed to it?
If she was naturally down for that, and I was just that lucky in a perfect world, sure. But I feel like I'll be having a guilty conscience about the dumbest shit, and I'd feel like, as I was fucking other bitches, like the idea would come into my head, like I wish she was fucking other people, so I didn't have to think about, you know what I mean? Like, so I wouldn't, like, honestly, I talk a lot of shit, but honestly, truthfully, I'm probably gonna end up in just a straight, normal fucking relationship. You know?
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like,
which is why I won't commit to anything now, so I can wild out with different.
Yeah.
Not saying that I don't like. There are women that I date that I genuinely like, and I'm like, but it's like between comedy and then my different taste in women. It's like, if it was just one or the other, I could probably sift through it. Mm-hmm. But because I do love women the way I do, and then I also do love comedy the way I do, it's like, it's hard to choose one. I don't have the time to choose one, so it's just. Yeah. But I'm not like crushing it with pussy. Like, I'm not gonna leave here jumping some pussy. Actually, I'm not crushing this. I'm not about to leave here and have no sex. It's nothing like crazy like that, but it's more or less like.
I pray that for you though.
Nah, I'm cool. I'm tired.
I do pray that for you.
I want to condense my relationship and sexual message down down to this. Right?
Tell me.
Where I'm at now in my life with this is there are women that I date that I do like, and some of them I care about genuinely, fondly, but I can't commit to them because I know what it takes to be a good boyfriend. Yeah. And I don't have that to sacrifice and I can't sacrifice the sacrifices it would take to be that for them aren't ones I'm willing to make.
Yeah.
Right now,
it just does require sacrifice. Yeah. When you want to take care of others.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So if I was going to be in a relationship, I would take it very serious. I would be disciplined. I wouldn't be trying to cheat and find like little, like, let me get
holes.
Yeah. It's just like, all right, we together, like, you know, let's fucking figure this out. Like, if the dynamics end up being, you know, some open relationship, yeah, it's okay, we'll cross that. But I'm not going into it like, all right, let me get a girlfriend I like, and then so I can start fucking other women. It'd be like, let me get a girl I want to take care of. Like, that's the best feeling, I guess. It's fucked up and it sounds super misogynistic, but I don't care. Niggas know my body. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I feel like when you know you love a woman. Like, if you're not just a trick ass nigga, some niggas are just tricks, but like, if you really like, I really like care for her. Like, I want to make sure she all right. Like, not even just financially. Like, you wondering like, this bitch sleep good last night? Yeah. You annoyed at the fact of how much you care about her. Yeah. You know?
That's some real shit. That's some. I feel like that ideology is kind of, at least in the cities around the world, that kind of ideology is kind of going down to the wayside. Where it's like, you know, as a man, like the ideology of what it means to be a man. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, well, you got a lot of people like, you'll have people like Andrew Tate come out and do a terrible job of it.
Sure.
Right, and so now
over exaggerated.
Exactly, and so now the idea of just simply saying no, I'm a man's man is like, ha ha. So you refuse to paint your nails because you think it's gay, because you hate gay people, because you beat women. It's like, or shit look kind of goofy to me. I don't know. Or, you know what I mean? But because the Andrew Tate of the world blew it up and they took it on one and ran it up and went all the way to the other side of the world with it, it looked crazy. Yeah. But it's like I was talking to this one girl, and I was like, it's like this, bro. I said, look, you could be on your feminist shit all you want. At the end of the day, you ain't trying to take that garbage out. And she was just like, you know what? I do hate taking the garbage out. I said, look, and I'm not. It's not like I'm like, biologically, it's because of the woman's need to. Bro, you want to take the fucking garbage out. Yeah. Just like I don't want to cook. I can cook. I will cook. Duh. I don't want to. Yeah. I mean, there are men who love to cook. You know what I mean? But like, I don't want to cook.
So you like, feel like kind of not biologically, or maybe biologically, I don't know.
I think some societal, what is it called? I think some
societal norms,
some societal constructs.
Interesting.
Are normal and productive.
Yeah,
we have to make room. That. Some of my comedy, even with some of my jokes with trans and gay people, like I have a joke about how to fit trans people into the economy more.
Interesting.
And I'm like, one of them is like, you know, trans men have smaller hands. So like, what if we had a union, right? Crazy. Where it's like, oh, I got this big machine and it's like fucking up, but I don't want to take it apart. You send the guy in there off like 5 shots of tea. Yeah. But his hands are like the size of a 5-year-old. He probably get that motherfucker out. You know what I mean? Like, without, are you in a mechanic shop? Like, oh, you don't got to take the engine apart now because he could get that little. Yeah. You know what I mean?
You can reach in there.
I mean, it's a little joke I'm working on, whatever. But
yeah.
It's still like, okay, like, how do we fit them into? Yeah, there is a normal.
There's a normal for everyone.
And now these people, they've always existed, but now these people are enough in number that, okay, now we got to do something with them. How do we fit them into the normal?
Interesting, yeah.
Let's fit them in. And then, you know, as the normal gets better, right? You don't want to say just the status quo, but, you know, so, okay, how do we get people used to so that when the trans kid is getting teased at school, right, for being trans, it's no worse than when the fat kid got teased, when the ugly kid got teased, when the poor kid got teased. Everybody's going to get, integration into degradation. It's fucked up. But if you start at the bottom and you're integrating somewhere, no, I'm just playing. No,
but I totally get what you're saying, where it's like there were things that were seen as not good. Like at one point it was being black, and it was being gay.
9/11 happens. You couldn't be an Indian or a Sikh or a fucking Muslim. You know what I mean? Right. Hey, what you got going on, P?
But now we get to a point where in society where it's like, hey, we all acknowledge that, okay, that was a mental problem on our part. We need to know that this is the norm. And we have to show everyone that it's norm and integrate this normalcy so that we don't have those kind of like rage or flares where we discriminate.
Yeah, like we have to get used to the idea of like I said, so now if a trans kid is like, okay, my parents, you know, I've did all the tests, I went through all the therapies and everything, and at 7, you know, it's been decided by, you know, me and my family and, you know, doctors that, you know, it's probably best for me going forward if I transition. Yeah. Now that kid is going to be a fucking news article. Yeah. All these, so now it's not normal. Now that kid can't have a normal life. Right. Where it's like, how do I have enough observations comedically, because I'm not about to, I don't live that life, so I can never know. But how can I like get people to understand that these are just normal people? They do normal shit. They have normal stupid thoughts like we have. They're not like the trans kid in your kid's class, and your kid's 2nd grade class is not as a plant to like infect your kids with trans ideology, and it's like the kid is just trans. Like just like that kid is, like I said, just like that kid is fat, just like that kid is black or taller. It's just that kid. Like but so through my observations in my comedy, I try to say like, I want to make fun, not of these people, but of their normal lives, to show these are just people. Yeah. You don't have to put them on a pedestal. Like the other night, I think last night somebody was telling me, oh, this comic is such and such. He's pretty cool. And I was like, oh, no, I think he's a dickhead. And he was like, oh, really? And I was like, yeah. I tried to say what's up to him and shit, and the nigga be like blowing me off. Like, and I've never had a bad interaction with him, so I don't know what it is. And he was like, oh, well, you know, he's autistic and a little anxious. I said, brother, I have terrible anxiety. I don't give a fuck about that. I said, just because you a little ugly don't mean you get to, you know what I meant? Like, you ain't that autistic. Right? If you not drooling and nonverbal, my nigga, like if I can see you interact normally with other people and say hi to other people normally, then I don't have to respect that, like, you know?
Well, I mean, I
don't respect it.
That's an interesting line when we talk about, like behavior. That's a hard one, because who fucking knows what it means to be autistic, or what it means to be, you know what I mean, or have anxiety. It just depends on how you look. Yeah. But you feel like respect is respect, and then we should all respect each other.
Yeah, like I said, if you're obviously like, oh, this nigga really autistic, like it's different. But if it's like, bro, you work a normal job, you do normal life, bro, you better say what's up, or don't say what's up and let me know, like, bro, it ain't good. Like, you ain't gotta tell me like that, but just, like, what the fuck you doing over here? You always saying, like, but don't just be having me sitting there looking like a dickhead. You know, like, I don't care that, like, you're autistic. Okay, so stop. If you're that much of autistic that you can't live a normal life, then you should stay in the house.
Do you
know what I mean?
Right. I guess my thing is, I hate that people blame it on if he has autism or not. I think it's how you're raised, right? Some people are just raised different. Whether you have a fucking autism or not shouldn't dictate. Bro, it depends on the level of autism, of course.
I'm a quirky, sensitive nigga to the point of, like, you don't even know this. There's been times where we've had interactions and I've probably taken something you said the wrong way and you didn't say anything at all. But it's just the way I work. But it's like, I've rather developed in my head when it's like, okay, whenever I have two extremes, it's like either he meant the best possible thing or like he meant the worst possible thing. Yeah. I have to realize, bro, both of those extremes are not real. Oh. They're not real. Because he would have said it that way.
Right.
So whatever I'm feeling is something not even necessarily that I have towards him or you or anybody else, but it may be like, maybe I'm having something else going on in me, and that's just the energy is now coalescing around this moment. Yeah. I might have had a shitty day at work, and now this energy's coalescing around you saying the fist bump, but not good set. And I'm like, who the fuck this guy think he is?
Yeah.
The fuck, he didn't fuck with me? Or I might have said what's up to you once, and you didn't hear me, and you walked by, and I'm like, this motherfucker, I just dapped him up twice, now he don't know me? Who the fuck is... And it's like, in my head, I have to realize, like, bro, in reality, he probably didn't hear you, bro. Like, why would he not... Like, think about it, bro. Yeah. Really think about it, John. Like,
you consider all options before resorting to reacting with your emotions.
Yeah, but that's why when I do, if you ever see me when I do react to my emotions, that's why I don't let people tell me to calm down. It's like, bro, I've thought this through thoroughly. I'm committed to this. Like, I know exactly what I'm doing.
Damn.
Yeah, because I've thought about, I've sat in the corner and I've thought, and I've given grace, and I've thought to myself, and I've said, you know what, if I've put myself in their shoes and all of this shit, and it's just like, oh no, okay, no, I got the right to flip out a little bit. Yep, I'm gonna flip out a little bit.
Man, and that's a hard line too. When you're in the comedy scene, I mean, we talked a little bit about professionality. Do you ever feel like? Do you ever come to a point where you're like, damn, I want to flip out, but I really gotta be professional?
Oh, I got a glaze option at all time.
Good.
You know what I mean?
That's
You
probably
gotta,
yeah.
You gotta like I didn't for like when I first came back in here. So like maybe 2 years ago, I didn't have a glaze option. It was just like, bro, if you're not saucy like that, get the fuck out of my face. I'm not trying to hear nothing you talking about.
Right.
Like not even if you could book or nothing. It's just like if you ain't really saucy, don't come to me talking about your mid. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like that didn't really help me none, right?
Yeah.
Or like just what am I trying to say? Being able to understand that like you gotta pick and choose your battles.
Yeah.
You know. That's something I wish I would have learned a little earlier. I mean, it's not super detrimental. It'll probably slow me down a little bit. But I just say pick and choosing your battles is very important because what ends up happening is you can pick a battle, win it, and then, oh, shit, now there's like this person does this thing now that I need. And there's like no avenue for me to get past that person. Like there's no avenue. So it's just like that's just not an option now.
Yeah.
But you can't be mad at nobody but yourself in that situation because even if they being a dickhead and you was right, they still got a right to feel how they feel about what you said about them.
Right.
So
it's like
now,
burning bridges.
Yeah. So now when I do burn the bridge, I'm 1,000% committed to like no matter if they motherfucking own Madison Square Garden, I'm not gonna feel bad about this.
That's some real shit.
You know.
That's some real shit.
Yeah.
Because I think that's a lot of people's big fear is to trying their best to be themselves, their authentic selves, while also towing the line with I don't want to burn that bridge. But I think that's I respect a person more for holding themselves in that regard where it's like if I say fuck you, it's fuck you to the day I die.
Yeah, I don't hate you or nothing, but like I ain't fucking with you, man.
Yeah.
Or you gonna have to reach out and like and then we can maybe get cool. But I know if I'm in the right, if I'm right and why I flipped out, like I'm not reaching out, bro. Like and it's people that, you know, and there's been times where I've gotten it wrong, right? And the
perception.
Yeah, and then I've talked to that person. I'm like, oh, dude, for 2 years, I fucking did not like you, and I thought this and this and that. My bad, bro. Like, let me buy you a drink. I'm sorry, bro. This is why I thought that.
Yeah.
Can you blame me? Oh, no, I can kind of see that, but that's not what it was. Damn, my bad. I'm sorry I got it wrong. I'll just do that. And it sucks because you feel like an idiot for like a week.
Yeah.
But it's like, all right, I feel better now, though.
That you cleared the air.
Yeah. You know, and I wish a lot of people would just do that, like, you know, but a lot of people won't because why would they have to?
Yeah, I think sometimes that's the hardest part is clearing the air because it's like you want to be like, well, I respect myself to give myself that respect that I felt I deserved, or I feel like I give you that respect I should have gotten in return. Why should I reach out to you? That's a hard one. That's always been a hard one for me as well.
Yeah, it's just being wrong. Sometimes, like, look, I tell people, I used to say I was always right.
Yeah.
And then I wasn't always right. Now I'm like 93% right.
Yeah.
Right. Seriously, I'm not even joking. I'm 93% right. So sometimes I get it wrong. Mm-hmm. I mean, it might be now it's 93.99%, you know?
Yeah.
But hey, just admit it and move on.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, they just can't admit it. They just can't say, oh, I got that one wrong.
Yeah.
You know? Same thing with joke writing. Let's get back to the comedy. Same thing with joke writing. It's like when a person writes an ass joke.
Yeah.
Okay, brother, you know that shit not bracking like that. We done told you a million times. You done seen it not work a million times. What do you want to hear from us?
Yeah.
Just let that shit go. It's plenty of jokes that I have to let go. Because either it's not a good joke, or when I actually step back and look at the joke, it's like, am I respecting, even when I talk about black jokes, right?
Yeah.
Am I respecting this group of people as I'm making jokes about them and the sensitivities of it?
Yeah.
So I had a joke that I recently gave up. 'Cause, you know, I got my trans jokes or whatever. And I was like, oh, what about like a trans buyback program where if you're like a trans man and a trans woman and you need
I've heard that one before, yeah.
Right. And it's like, oh, yeah, you were there, right. And that's funny in conversation, ha ha, he amongst, you know, your buddies, whatever.
Yeah.
But as I say it, and as I said it on stage, and my first time saying it on stage, I was like, if I was a trans person, I'd feel kind of like, it just conjures up images of like their gender confirming surgery and shit. Yeah. And then it's like, that's a big sensitive thing for them. So like, I feel like that's a joke for a trans person to make. You know what I mean?
I can see that.
Like, that's not for me to make. Even if I might find it funny, that's my right to find it funny, but it's not my joke to make.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's me censoring myself either. It's just like, I could never deliver that joke without conjuring up weird ass images, you know?
Yeah.
like of something that, because me and you aren't trans, so we don't know what it's went through. We don't know what that is. So all we're thinking about is like I said, a box full of dicks or a box full of pussies. You know, we're like Whereas like if a trans person made that joke, they might know the deeper nuances of it and understandings to a point where they can make it a good joke. Whereas if I say it in all honesty, even though I might find it funny, it kind of is just, I wouldn't say bigotry because there's no malice there, but it's just ignorance. Yeah. You know what I mean? For the sake of ignorance.
Yeah. There has to be a believability when you're telling a joke. You have to believe the circumstances. Yeah. If you don't believe in it, you should always scrap it. If you feel like you feel nervous telling a joke, you all right? Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, you got to scrap the jokes that don't feel right, especially to your character. You know, you are this specific person. You don't want to fucking burn your own character,
right?
With
you know
a
what
joke.
I mean?
You know. You don't want to pull a Kramer.
Right. And some people think that there's a quote unquote bravery in, and it's like, there's no bravery in saying just asshole shit. Like, there's no bravery in being a white guy
agree with you.
and just saying nigger. Yeah. Like I refer every white guy that says they can't say shit. I say, I refer to Louis C.K.'s nigger coffee joke. Watch that joke and understand that white man, that Jewish Mexican white man, went up there and said nigger, and that shit was hilarious. Yeah. Now, would I want to hear him say that to me in a conversation? Hell no. Yeah. While he's performing, that shit's hilarious because it made so much sense. He set it up. He thought about it.
He believed in the joke.
He believed in it, right? He didn't throw some half-ass caveat out there like, I know I'm not supposed to say this, but I know this will get me canceled, but you know, it's like that's like the ShamWow of comedy. You know, your comedy career sucks. Slap a motherfucking. I know I'll get canceled for this on there. And watch your sales boost. You know. Yeah,
that's a terrible way to go about it. I mean, there's nothing authentic about that.
And then they'll tell you, and then they be wondering why be niggas running around. I'm 25, 30 years into comedy, and I only got 10 minutes. What are your jokes about? Yeah. Oh, God, I really got more, but I can't say anything anyway. That's that shit deep. That shit, the top 15 Area 51 classified, like top 15. Fucking Area 51 classified, like that's the way they speak about it. You know, I got some good jokes, but I'm like, bro, as long as your joke is funny and it makes sense and there's no malice in it, people are gonna fuck with it, or they not, but generally,
or even if there is malice, you just have to believe that shit. You have to take that shit and go 100 miles an hour with it.
Yeah, like sometimes I'll be like, I don't like when Africans say nigga. I feel like that's stolen valor. You know what I'm saying? You think about it. Yeah. You know? Yeah. I'll fuck with Africans, but when I do be hearing them say nigga, especially with their funny little accents, I'm like, you're not even really saying the word right.
Or Canadians, huh?
Yeah, Canadian stolen valor, bro. I don't want to hear Canada. You talking about the trend, brother? I hate, and I'm not saying it's not hard niggas. Hard niggas everywhere, but it's bro, you from Canada, brother. Do not stop dressing. Stop taking pictures and then stop, because it sucks down here. If I was fucking in Canada, I'd have rental assistance. Is
that what they got?
I don't know. This Canada, they got everything.
Yeah, they got some shit.
They got something for you up in Canada. Do you ever hear about the Canada's homeless problem? No.
Oh, they got a really bad homeless problem.
They do?
Yeah.
Them niggas don't be freezing to death?
That too.
See, now 93.98% wrong.
Yeah. See, right. I just know about a little bit about Vancouver. They got.
Well, that's damn near Seattle.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's ways away.
I'm saying
it's
same sentiments.
4 hours.
Same vibes.
No, I personally I fuck with Vancouver heavy. Like the vibes there. I've never been, but from what I've researched,
the vibes there.
I don't know.
That nigga
some research.
That nigga be on Google Maps like.
Yeah.
That nigga take PTO and go to Google Maps like. With a whole route set out, like, okay, first day I'm gonna go.
So nice.
I'm gonna do the coast.
It's funny because I've been to Seattle, but I'm just like, Vancouver.
Turn the heat on in here real hot. I'm gonna get it real. So they say the temperature there is about 85 with a little wind chill up. Turn the fan on, get that going. Okay. And now I'm on the beach.
Yeah. Right, Mr. Rogers ass motherfucker. Yeah. I'm here on the beach now, man. But yeah, we're coming to the end of the podcast, Jonathan.
Are we?
Yes, sir.
Man, I'm just getting rolling.
We'll do this again. Funny shit, a lot of philosophical. I didn't know that you were as philosophical.
Oh yeah, I be reading books and shit. That's why I got that quote. I'm about to start selling merch. It say, niggas don't read books. Always remember that.
You got to put your logo on it.
Yeah. And by niggas, when I be saying niggas, generally I'm speaking of all people. Like if I'm saying specifically black Americans, I'll be like black niggas. You know what I'm saying,
yeah.
If I'm saying only white people, I'll be like white niggas. But niggas is just.
Can you make a shirt that says white niggas?
Yeah, I'm gonna end it with this one, right? You know what I think about the word nigga is? I don't think black people will ever get reparations. I think
because of the word.
No, I just don't think we'll ever get it.
I don't think we will either. I don't.
Yeah. Just because they're not gonna fuck with us, I don't think we're gonna get it. Not for anything we do. What do we do? The fuck do we gotta do? We owe the shit. Like
I don't think we'll ever get reparations in the form of currency. No. But we may get reparations in the form of like
I don't want trying to pay no taxes for like 400 years.
Who said that? Somebody said some shit. They said that.
Let a nigga go to college for free for 400 years.
Yeah, for at least 400 years.
At least 400. We need that 400 back. But I just want to say, so like nigga is like when you're there, like it's like the one time we get to see what it feels like to be like privileged.
Yeah, that's
to tell somebody no, you can't say that.
Yeah,
because the white people get to say you can't have this job, you can't perform in my club,
right?
You can't do that joke, you can't do this. But I can tell you, no matter what, I could be a homeless black dude. You can't say nigga.
Damn.
And it's really cheap. And I'm not saying that it's something that a hill that I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna go to Congress with really write a bill about it. But it is like when you think about it, like that's the one thing, like, bruh, that's the one time we can actually feel privileges when we having a nigga good of a time, nigging it up. And some white person comes over and they gotta sit there and feel unsatisfied and unfulfilled and know that, understand that that's how we feel about greater society at large, motherfucker, not just one word. So just take that feeling and extrapolate.
Yeah, black privilege.
That's why I use niggas so much. When you people ask, hey, why John use niggas so much? I could do a whole clean set better than any of you niggas. First off, don't ever say that again. Secondly, I use niggas so much because it's my right to do so. It's my birthright, and I'll die by that. That's it.
Jonathan Lyte, y'all. Good shit. That is the Naked Cat podcast. Thank you so much.
All right. Yeah.